I think it's important for us to understand, and why I hammer so much on the whole Lilith Eve thing is because that was our origin. That's where everything went wrong. We know this. We know something went there wrong, and we were cursed for life. We know this. And I do think there's a lot of stories about Lilith being the Cain's wife, or sleeping with Cain then later, and also being the devil's wife as such. You must remember, she was light. There's no such thing. She was a light being. She was the original light intention was within her, the original stewardess to look after Mother Earth. She's the original mother of this earth. And her, even though she's become a dark being that could literally take your newborn babies from you, that's why there's a lot of prayers in the Jewish, for boys and girls. She's got some authority about life and death. She does. It's been given to her because her children was taken from her. So she literally have a dharmic or karmic influence on your life. She can either give you your tower karmic session. She can bring the tower to you, to your door, or she can literally put you on your purpose. And unfortunately, we need to understand that it's mainly, the church is mainly run by a man. And they are fallible, even though they are men from God. They are just human beings with the same cravings. Look at the Catholic Church even as such. How many priests are sodomizing those boys, yet they say that you are not able, you should not pleasure yourself. But they do this to children, to babies. And they have these nuns that they literally have tons of babies buried underground. There's evidence of these babies being buried underground that they have with these nuns, even as such. So I just need you to understand that even though there's people that are men of God, it doesn't make them uncorruptible or uninfluenceable, or that they're not perfect, and nobody's perfect, not even Lilith. She had a mistake. She made some wrong turns in certain ways, definitely. But you must understand, her heart is still full of light. She's got the original intention of God to safeguard this earth at whatever cost. At whatever cost. And every animal, every insect, every living thing, she's been placed as a steward of. Adam and Eve lost that, hey? They lost that. They've got numbered days. But Lilith was not on that same, in that same sin that was committed there. She was not part of that. So understand as well that she is the original mother here, that is here to safeguard our earth as we know it. And all these disasters, tornadoes, tsunamis, all these things are acts of this earth coming up for itself to try and safeguard itself. Because we have taken and stolen and raped our Mother Earth for her resources to such extent that there is so many sinkholes and stuff underneath our earth, even in Johannesburg, Pretoria, Centurion, where the roads are even caving in. Yeah. So you need to understand that these resources, I've never been one that loved gold and diamonds, for the main fact that my father literally would say that it does belong to no one. He speculated and he got in so much trouble. He even got my mother into prison because of his speculation with those kind of things, because they were married in community of property. And I just need you to understand that men of God, even though they are from in a church, whatever church they are, even Ryder Bennett, my minister that I was for long, made some huge mistakes in his life. Even though I still care for them and I still love them, I would never, because remember, they're just human beings. They do whatever they feel pressed to do. But you must remember, 30 years ago, when all of this came to me, that I know now, because I knew it then, 30 years ago, this all came to me. Not about Lilith though, but about a woman compassing a man, and it being a new thing. And I knew who that man was. God showed me. It was a friend of mine that was with me in church, because our ministry did not allow for us to look outside the church for a partner. And that is why at school there was many people that I really truly cared for, but they were outside of my religion, and I knew I could not really venture there, not in being in the church. And I was fully committed in that church at that time. And then God showed me, I was singing in church with our minister's daughter was Lisa, and her children Tammy and Melissa and Caitlin. I was singing with them in front of the church, and I looked at Nelberta, and I literally, while I was singing in church, God just showed me that was your destiny partner. And I knew him well, but he already, because he felt that I wasn't interested, he had moved to another lady that he was sort of dating at that time, or single, and God showed me, but that is your partner. And I was so scared of this whole thing, and that I literally flee to Dahlstrom, to my niece's place, to try and just deal with the facts of that. And so much happened there, so much. And I was shown that this is what it was meant to be, and I let him know. And he used to write me poems, and this one time he wrote me a poem that he put into a Bicky Best beautiful pillow, because he knew my father's rough, and he knew about him drinking. He used to visit us when we were younger, when I was at standard 9, standard 8, around there. He used to come visit us and sort of motivate me and try to just get me through a real hard time, because my father was extremely abusive and hard on us as such, especially on... Yeah, because I always tend to be there and try to save my mother, and I always used to get in between the fights, and a lot of things went horribly wrong for me in that. And he really was just like a support anchor for me then. And at one time he just came and visited, and he taught my sister maths, and he just made a joke about me as I need to make coffee, and I said, you know what, I'll offer coffee. Nobody's gonna order me around. And that stupid comment, because I was actually just jealous because my sister was getting attention and not I, made him completely pull away from me, completely. And for me it was just, I've always had a sort of a streak of sometimes not conforming to the demands of people. And it's sad that happened. But yeah, he got married, got a child, moved to Switzerland, and by the time he got back here, he had a brain tumor. He subsequently died. And I remember when he came back, we just stared at each other, because we knew. I mean, 3-4 times he came and visited me privately without the minister knowing, because the minister said to me, you need to avoid me. I was demon possessed. I went to Weskoppies then after that, and the church completely threw me out later and excommunicated me as such. Later, when I did meet up with somebody that wasn't from the church. And so the church can do a lot of harm in destiny stealing, even from that start. It already happened. And now later on died, and I have been told that he is like a spiritual guardian, an angel that's looking after things and after me. And I'm grateful for that. But it's sad that something like this is even possible to happen within a church. So realize that you have your own destiny, that 30 years in a wasteland, and now to come to the truth of why things were happening like it did. Just understand this, that trust yourself in your journey and your sacred mission on earth. Trust it. Don't let anybody steal it from you, and stand within your truth. Mealavie.